Hello and welcome to Female Cricket Live. The seventh match of the 12th edition of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup was played today with West Indies and England, which West Indies went on to win by just 7 runs. Batting first, West Indies posted a competitive score of 225 for 6 in their 50 overs, thanks to wicketkeeper Shimen Campbell, who top scored with 66, and there were some useful contributions from Haley Mathis scoring 46 and Shidian Nation scoring 49. For England, it was their left-arm spinner Sophie Ecclestone who was the pick of the bowlers as she picked up 3 for 20 in her 10 overs, bowling as many as 4 maiden overs in the innings. In reply, England fought hard, but in the end fell short of 7 runs as they were bundled out for 218 in 47.4 overs. Their opening batter Tammy Beaumont top scored with 46, and there were some useful contributions lower down the order thanks to Danny White, Sophia Dunkley, Sophie Ecclestone, and Kate Cross. For West Indies, it was Shamilia Connell who was the pick of the bowlers as she picked up 3 wickets in her 10 overs today. So after two matches that both these teams have played, we can see that England have lost both their matches while West Indies have won both their matches in their World Cup campaign so far. So ahead of us, we have an exciting contest that we are going to see tomorrow. That is March 10. The match is India versus New Zealand. It is going to be played at the Seddon Park in Hamilton, and the match will start at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And you can catch all the live action on Star Sports and Disney Plus Hotstar. So to talk more about what could probably happen in this exciting contest between India and New Zealand, I have with me Dhanush Lavanya, Urvi Shah, Anish D'Souza, and Mihir Shah. So Urvi Shah is a mental health facilitator and an avid cricket follower. Dhanush Lavanya is a content writer at Female Cricket, while Anish D'Souza and Mihir Shah are the are avid cricket followers, and they belong to the super enthusiastic cricketing community of Wankhede Stadium, which is in Amchi, Mumbai. So I welcome all of you to Female Cricket Live. All right. So, Anish, India played the last match against Pakistan, and India went on to win by a massive margin of 107 runs. So, I'm sure India will take a lot of confidence going into the match ahead against New Zealand. So, your thoughts on India's performance against Pakistan and what will be their approach going ahead?
Only issue is that they have to face is that the middle order collapsed very quickly. So they would need to address that concern now, and also the poor form of Shafali. So they have to think about whether they should continue with her or replace her. But I think they will continue with her because the squad has only two openers with her and
Smriti.
Smriti Mandana. Yep. So, but the bowling attack was very good. Like Rajashri Gaikwad took like 4 wickets, and Julan Goswami was accurate at the beginning. That she kept Pakistan to like around 20 odd in the first 10 overs. That was very tight. So they were able to contain Pakistan chasing the target. And also Sneh Rana and Ucha Vastrekar, that record partnership of the seventh wicket was like totally changed the match. Like it took it away from Pakistan, who were on top at that point, 114 for six, and these two added more than 100 runs together, which was completely against the run of play. So many good points to pick up, but also they have to address other concerns as well. Yep.
Hi, so Mihir, I would like to ask you about this. That as Anish mentioned, that the middle order remains a concern, and we saw that in the match against Pakistan too. That it was our lower order that actually put up the runs on the board for us to put a decent target for Pakistan to chase. So, how do you think India can fix their approach in middle order, or do we see any changes happening in the middle order? Like, which way will it go for us in the next game?
Yeah. So India coming into this World Cup, I think so. The middle order was always a talking point for India because Harman was not in a very good form in the previous bilateral series and last year and so. It is like that. She just picked up some form in the form of matches. It is there. But as I said in the preview match, when we had the discussion between India and Pakistan, Mithali is the player around which everything should revolve. I think so. She should. She again played a, I would not say decent knock, but a knock where she should have had a more decent strike rate. It is like that. So at that strike rate of 50, you are not going to help that middle order build. Like 50 will get you down. It will not get you up. So if she gets the strike rate up, she rotates the strike. But the lower middle order, as we saw, rescued us is in good form. The players are bright. Pooja is an upcoming good player. Richa is there, and we can always rely on Harman. I would say it is in the middle. It is there. So yes, middle. I don't see any changes just in the second match as of now. Also, the considering that first match we won it. It is yes, we won it because of our lower middle order and our very good bowling performances. It is it, but yes, Mithali's strike rate should be a concern, but she is not going anywhere. It's just she has to score a bit more quickly. That's what I feel.
So Dhanush, as Mihir is talking about India's top order and middle order concerns, so apart from Smriti Mandhana, who scored a wonderful half century against Pakistan, the rest of the Indian batters, apart from of course Neran and Pooja Vastrakar, did not look in good touch. So my question to you is: India is going to take on New Zealand, who boasts of a batting powerhouse. The top four batters are simply incredible in Sophie Devine, Susie Bates, Amy Satterthwaite, and Amelia Kerr, of course. And New Zealand, though they lost their first match against West Indies by just 3 runs, they won against Pakistan by comprehensive margin of 9 wickets. So, what will be the confidence that these New Zealanders will take into the match against India tomorrow?
There is a lot of psychological advantage against India for New Zealand because they had a five-match series prior to the World Cup. They won it 4-1, and the way every majority of the New Zealand playing 11 played against India in that five-match ODI series was just amazing. Amelia Kerr, especially, she stood out and like anything. She scored like 353 runs in five matches. She had a century and three half centuries in that five match ODI series. Took 7 wickets with the ball as well, and her sister Jessica also took 7 wickets with the ball, and other batters like Susie Betts and Amy Satterthwaite also scored 150 plus runs in that five match ODI series. It was just a treat for the New Zealand when it comes to getting ready for the World Cup, and especially when you perform against a team like India, it is going to add a lot of weight. And in this game as well, they will come with a lot of psychological advantage. I said in our earlier chats that the loss against West Indies by 3 runs was just the mistakes that they did in the last over against Deandra Doughton. And Deandra Doughton had her moment, so she came out the best way in the end, and West Indies won the match. But the way they played against Bangladesh is testament to how they actually play against any side. And I am happy to see how Susie Betts got a good 70 knock in that match, and Sophie Devine has been exceptional. 161 in the warm-up games against Australia. She scored 100 in the first game against New Zealand. She's also coming into this match with a lot of confidence. Amy Satterthwaite may not be much with the ball, but much with the bat, but with the ball she was excellent. She took 3 wickets in that match against Bangladesh. So these four people are going to be really key in this game because these four have the capacity to take the game out of Team India's hands very easily. So Indian bowling has to be has to pull up their socks and has to be at their best.
Yeah, that's really true that we need to buckle up on that grounds when we face New Zealand. So Dhanush, I will just continue on what you were saying. As you said that um, they have a very strong psychological advantage coming into the game tomorrow, right? So how do you feel the Indian batting lineup should actually prepare? Like what strategies should they use when they are facing the New Zealand bowlers? We know how lethal they could go. So because they have played a warm up game before, they have played a whole series game before. So which is that one matchup that you are looking forward to in this upcoming game, and what strategies are we planning for this one?
As far as Team India is concerned, they have to make sure that their middle order comes up and performs well, takes that responsibility. Because no one expected Pooja Vastrakar and Sneh Rana to step up when they were playing against Pakistan, right? They were everyone were unhappy with the way India were going on 114 for six, and that turnaround was completely out of the blue. It was never expected. And this middle order of Team India consists of really experienced players like Mithali Raj, Harmanpreet Kaur, and Deepti Sharma is also experienced. She has been there for 5 years. And Richa Ghosh is a really exciting talent with talent that has come into the side over the last couple of years, who can be a big superstar in the future. As far as getting ready is concerned, against New Zealand, certainly Mitali had a very good series against New Zealand in that five-match ODI series. She scored 235 runs in that 5 matches. So she has to take that responsibility. And Mihir said the right thing. She plays a lot of dot balls in that match against Pakistan, and maybe, if I'm not wrong, that's her real game. That is how she plays. She takes a lot of time to settle, and then when she gets settled, that is when she tries to score big runs. And rotating the strikes is something that we discussed a lot when it comes to Team India, and they have to make sure that every single batsman, irrespective of the order they are, the top six batsmen that I say, they have to make sure that the scoreboard is moving, and there must be no plethora of dot balls or maiden overs in the middle of the match, is what I'll say.
Yeah. Couple of interesting points that you made, Dhanush. Strike rotation being number one, and of course the dot ball percentage that India actually faces a problem with. So अनीश, मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है कि अगर हम हेड टू हेड स्टैटिस्टिक्स की बात करें इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड की, तो ये दोनों ने 55 मैचेस खेले हैं एक साथ. इंडिया ने 20 जीते हैं, न्यूजीलैंड ने 32 जीते हैं और 3 मैचेस नो रिजल्ट में थे. और हमने देखा है कि इंडिया 1-4 से हारे न्यूजीलैंड से बायलैटरल सीरीज जब हुआ, बट उसके बाद इंडिया ने दोनों वार्म अप मैचेस जीते हैं और फर्स्ट मैच जो उनका पाकिस्तान के साथ था वर्ल्ड कप कैंपेन में, वो भी जीता है. तो आपको लगता है कि इंडिया के कैंप में थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस ज़्यादा होगा कंपेयर टू न्यूजीलैंड, कि उनके दिमाग में वो चलता रहेगा कि हेड टू हेड न्यूजीलैंड हमसे आगे है तो इतने कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होंगे?
नहीं, आई मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इतना कॉन्फिडेंट होंगे, बिकॉज they are New Zealand are playing at home. That is the first point. They will have home advantage. They will know the conditions more better than India would know, and also to look at the ground. This ground is very small. In the past, I've seen like many, especially in men's matches also. Like Australia posted 346 and New Zealand chased it in the last over. So no target is big enough on this ground. I would think. So also India need to also consider like how they will approach the New Zealand batters, especially Sophie Devine. She also has a record for the fastest 100 in women's cricket. So that needs to be they should have to come up with a strategy of making containing her. So and she
Yeah,
also is in good form because she scored 100 against West Indies. So they'll need to think about that as well.
just
Sorry, go
to
ahead.
yeah, just to add on what Anish is saying about the ground dimensions, it being smaller than the previous where we played. This ground historically, if I'm not wrong, is a good chasing ground. I think so. It's team have won twice more than the team batting first. So yeah, so if India bats first, then the middle order, what we have been discussing in the previous two points, plays a very crucial role, because then we cannot take up a lot of dot balls over there, and then we cannot leave to the lower middle order or the tailenders to score big and get you a score. Yeah, the average score, I think so, is around 245 or something in women's cricket over here. But I feel that, yeah, you cannot leave it to the lower middle order, and anything is chaseable on this ground. So if you as Anish said, 346 was chased in the last over, then that has happened quite a few, like 300 to 90 scores also have been chased down. It is.
Yeah, to add on to the scoreboard discussion that we are having right now, The first match that happened between Australia, the third match, Australia versus England, that was in Hamilton itself, and Australia scored 310 for three, and England almost chased off the
Almost did it.
target 298. There is what they ended up. They lost the match by 12 runs, and it's a very, as Anish was saying, a small ground. It is easy to hit sixes and boundaries. And over the years, we have seen, especially last couple of years, the average score in women's game has increased pretty much heavily. And this wicket at the end of the day will be a batting wicket for sure. The batsmen will get a lot of help. The ball will come out of the bat really well, and it's going to be important if Team India bats first. They have to be looking beyond 300 because this New Zealand batting in their home conditions in that kind of a scenario with small ground and all of those things, I see that they can chase off anything that is below 300 with ease. I guess Julie,
Yeah.
you're the time.
Sorry? Wait, there's some issue. Yeah, we go on.
Yeah. So now that we were discussing the scoreboard and the runs and everything, we very well know that New Zealand and India are coming off from a win, right? So they are coming into a great momentum of flow for themselves, and they are definitely going to make it a competitive one. If New Zealand bats first, we know it's going to be a competitive score, and India is going to put their best foot forward. And if India bats first, they are going to try and make it big too. So, what do you think, Dhanush, would be the differentiation point between these two teams when it comes to crossing the line tomorrow? Will it be the batting, bowling, or the fielding? Which factor will actually help them go across the line to win the game?
I guess it's a combination of all the three because all the three departments has to be at their best because these are two best teams playing against each other. Both the teams have really good batting power. As we are talking, experience is there, youth is there. There are players who are coming into this match with a good form behind them, and they are playing and they are looking pretty much settled at the end of the day when it comes to these two teams. So I feel that the bowling is the thing that will be the major factor because if India scores 300 plus, it is going to be a responsibility for the bowlers to go out there and make sure that they defend this. Because as far as India's bowling is concerned, I feel they are really, really good when it comes to adapting to any conditions. There is experience in Julan Goswami. There is a good form in the form of Rajeshwari Gaikwad, and there are good youngsters in the form of Meghna Singh and Renuka and all these people. So I really hope that the bowling steps up well and make sure that the batsmen of the New Zealand are kept at bay.
So absolutely, Dhanush, there's no doubt that India has some good set of bowlers in, of course, experienced Jhulan Goswami, Pooja Vasarkar, Meghna Singh, and of course the spin trio of Rajeshwari Gaikwad, Deepti Sharma, and Poonam Yadav also. So Mihir, my question to you is, in the last match that we saw when India took on Pakistan, there were three pace bowlers in India. Of course, Pooja Vasarkar not taking the field in the second innings because of some injury. But India saw Meghna Singh and Jhulan Goswami open the bowling, and then there was Rajeshwari Gaikwad, Sneh Rana, and Deepti Sharma. So, according to you, what could be the bowling combination of India into the match ahead, that is with New Zealand? Will they go with two seamers, three spinners, or three seamers, two spinners? What do you think?
I think so. Considering the ground dimension, I think so. Three seamers would be there. Two spinners should be the combination. I'm not sure about in the uh, Pooja's fitness. I'm not sure if she's fit to bowl or not. If she, then that might alter the combination a bit. But I think so. The ground is on the smaller side, and spinners also, they are not very big spinners, but they are slow bowlers. I would say they are slow spinners. So that's a bit easier for the good batters to pick them up and clear the field, and the ground being smaller. So I would say three seamers and two spinners would should be an ideal combination depending on Pooja's fitness.
All right. So, Mihir says maybe three seamers and two spinners can be the combination that India will look ahead against New Zealand tomorrow. So, okay, we are joined by Soumya. Soumya, you have joined us, right? All right. So, Soumya is a content writer at The Bridge. So, The Bridge is a one stop solution for all the data pertaining to Olympic sports and women's cricket. So, welcome, Soumya, to Female Cricket Live.
Yeah, thank you, Julie.
Hi. So we have been talking about the India New Zealand match that is going to be played tomorrow. So the floor is all yours. You can have your questions now.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I would like to ask my first question to Anish. So India lost the New Zealand bilateral series by 4-1. That is in the past, but do you think that will like impact the confidence of the Indian team going into the World Cup, like in tomorrow's match?
I don't think it will impact the confidence of the Indian team. It will. I feel it will make the New Zealand team more overconfident, which, in at the end of the day, that can play into India's hands. Also, India would also be confident because they had a good win against Pakistan when they came from a match losing position to turn the match around, like where no one had expected it. So I think India would not be less confident going into the New Zealand match.
Um, so, Dhanush, as Anish said, that India played pretty well against Pakistan, the bowlers and everything. So, do you think India should continue with the playing 11 they had against Pakistan, or there needs to be some changes against New Zealand, like as because Sneha Rana and Pooja Vastrakar, yes, they played pretty well, but we also had Yastika Bhatia who was playing pretty well in the warm-up games. So, do you think there needs to be changes against New Zealand?
I don't feel there is need for any change. I expect this team to go in the with the same 11 because this is just their second game in this league in this tournament. There are still five more games to go after this match. So in the 11 members that I see, there is going to be a lot of eyes on Shafali Verma because she hasn't been good with the bat in any format or over the last couple of months, few months, I have to say. And this is like a do or die situation for her because Yastika Bhatia is like an ideal replacement for Shafari Verma. The only thing is she also is a left hand batsman, and India have to open with a left combination instead of a left right combination. So Yastika Bhatia with her 50 in the warm up games and how she has grown into becoming a very good batsman. This is a do or die situation for Shafari Verma, is what I'll say, because if she doesn't perform and play against a team like New Zealand and score big runs, at least if she scores a 60 or 70, also is going to be a lot of confidence for the side because they can at least push her for a few more games. But if she gets out in the same fashion like she got out in the first game, I guess if she got out for a duck. So I really see she is the only weak link in this side. Apart from that, the rest of the side will be at their best, is what I'll say.
Yeah, we all hope that Shefali plays tomorrow. Mihir, who do you think will be the biggest threat for India in the tomorrow's match? And same for New Zealand. In the Indian team, who do you think will be the biggest threat for them?
Okay. I'll first come to the New Zealand side. I think so. There are more threats considering the current form of New Zealand team. It is like that. The Care sisters, they are really young and they are upcoming both offy leggy. It is and New Zealand overall as a team combination, I feel uh, is very good. In fact, compared to all the teams, if we compare, it is that they have a very good mixture of experienced batters. uh, it is like that with Sophie and Susie and Amy, the good core over there, the experienced core, I would say. Plus, Lee Tahu is there for the team who has been doing good, and the care sister. So it's like if you have 5, 6 players who are quite good in terms of the recent form and a good history, it is like that. So it's yeah, the team is. I would not say any individual matchups. It is there, and. For New Zealand, the threat I would say it is the Indian spinners and facing Julan up front. Like if there is swing up front and if there is wind, it is there. So Julan Goswami can be very dangerous up front, bowling first or while defending. It is there. Yeah, so that is it. So I would say the Care sisters would the Indian team has to be looking because they're not played much compared to other players. It is there against India, so that is one point which Indian team obviously might have done the homework with the coaches and the management. stuff.
Yeah. So as Mihir mentioned, Julian Goswami, Anish Julian is just 2 wickets away from becoming the highest wicket taker in the history of World Cup, and Mithali Raj is just one half century away from equalizing Debbie Hockley's uh, record. So, do you think both these veteran players break, will be in the news to break and make another records? Will this both the records be broken in tomorrow's match?
We just hope that that happens, but also I just don't want it. We just don't want it to play on their minds, so that they will get very nervous, like going into the game. Like currently, we see what is happening in the men's cricket team. That everyone is hoping that Virat Kohli is going to score 100, and he's not being able to do that. So we just hope that the same the same thoughts don't go into the ladies as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to add on what Anish is saying, like these two players, what records you're talking are quite experienced. Like it's more than 2 decades of experience. So, as you said, the records are good, but I would hope like the records should be the byproduct of the result. What is there? It is there. The results should come in. I don't mind if it comes in after 2 matches. The thing what we want is a win against New Zealand. So any which is after defeating Pakistan convincingly, we have a good decent net run rate currently. But obviously just after one match. But yes, we need to win good. So the net run rate also doesn't affect much. So yeah, the record should be a byproduct of the results currently. What I feel.
Absolutely, Mir, you are right on that. And let us hope that these two veterans, like the legends of the game, Mithali Raj and Julan Goswami, are able to get past those records and, of course, help India cross the line and win against New Zealand, which is an all important game for India in this World Cup campaign. All right, so we are just less than 10 hours away from this all exciting contest between India and New Zealand. So, can we have some quick predictions? So, Dhanush, in the last game that was played at the Seedon Park in Hamilton between Australia and England, we saw over 600 runs being scored. Do you expect something like that tomorrow?
Absolutely, because these two teams are one of the best sides in the squad in the whole tournament. So I expect them to score 300. Anyone who comes out to bat first, 300 is a must. Anything above 300 is bonus. So as I said, 300 is something that they have to be eyeing to score. Anything between 300 to 350 is enough. Is what I'll feel for the bowlers to be confident to come in and bowl and defend that target. So pass score, anything beyond 300, 350 is what I will say. But as far as predictions are concerned, I really hope that India wins this game because they have to win big games against teams like New Zealand and Australia and all these big guns who are in this tournament. So if they win this game, it's going to be really helpful for them because they still haven't played Bangladesh or Pakistan, who might be the weak teams in this tournament. But getting a win against New Zealand is going to add a lot of confidence to the side. And the same way for New Zealand as well. They unfortunately lost the first match, which they should have won against West Indies. Now they will be keen on making sure that there is a winning momentum going forward. So my money is on Team India. Let us hope for the best.
Great, great. So, Anish, your thoughts? What could be the score tomorrow?
The score, if India bat first, then I would think that they should at least score upwards of 260, 270. But then if they bat second, they should try and contain New Zealand to below 260, which I feel is a big ask. But I'm sure that we have the talent and the skill of the players to accomplish it.
Okay. So, Mir, according to Anish, the par score could be 260. Your thoughts on it?
Yes, yeah, I have mixed as from starting. I've been saying, considering the ground and what Dhanush also mentioned, it is there. The ground, the ground is easy to score. It is like that. Either India bats first or New Zealand bat first. It is there. The batsman would have an upper hand any which ways. It is like that. So 290 is the thing which can because as we saw in the previous first match between England and Australia, where England were lagging behind, but then they covered up very well. So it's easier to score boundaries and hit sixes at Hamilton. So yeah, they'll say blue. India has to win. It is there, but yeah, it would be a close contest.
Yes, of course. And in the last match that we saw at the Eden Park in Hamilton, there were two centurions in that match. So let us hope we get to see some of that in tomorrow's match. All right. So as we are talking, we are getting some questions from our fans. So if we can take them one by one. Okay. Priyansh Pasi is asking, please tell, shouldn't Harmanpreet come at number four? Dhanush, what do you think about this?
I don't see the reason why Deepti Sharma is number three. That has led to Harmanpreet going to number five. But irrespective of the situation, if I have a choice between Deepti and Mithali to be number three, I will say Mithali should be number three going in because, as we all say, Deepti Sharma is a street smart cricketer and she knows how to play the situations. So she can handle herself in the number five spot, and I will support that Harmanpreet will be number four. That is an ideal place to perform. And that 171 that we talk about that came in at number four position, if I'm not wrong. So Harmanpreet must be back at number four, and Mithali should go back at number three because Mithali takes those deliveries, takes time to settle. So I believe that Mithali is the best place for Mithali, as she is the anchor, is number three. So I will say Mithali at three, Harman at four, and Deepti at five.
Yeah. Actually, that could be a good thing because we can that way separate the left-handers also because Deepthi coming in at number three, and if Smriti is also around, then we have two left-handers together. All right, can we take the next question? Okay, Mohit Bararia is asking, Amelia Kerr, the biggest threat for us in the recent series. What do you make of her strategies? How can we stop that warm blood? Mihir, your take on this?
Oh, um, I've not seen much of Emily Kerr before the India series bilateral. What happened or read much about her, but whatever I see, a scene of her, it is there. She is like an upcoming star, I would say, in women's cricket. Like we have to uh, see, like over the down the years, she will be there. The strategy, I would, as we said, the only thing what India needs to do is rotate strikes and keep the boundaries coming in, be it like a Care or any other bowler. I would say it is there. Uh, 50 over game, there are different phases. You have the first power play and the middle orders 11 to 40. It is there. Uh, Last 10 overs, the runs will come. Beat either whoever is bowling. So whatever has to be done has to be the impact. What has to come in the first 40 overs. The last 10 overs will be the byproduct of that.
Yeah, of course. And Mohit, there is no doubt that Amelia Kerr will be a threat for India. She has been in red hot form, just 21 years of age, and we know what she has done in international cricket in her brief career so far. And at the age of 17, she scored that unbeaten 232 against Ireland, and in the same match, she went on to pick up 5 wickets. So she's one of the best all rounders, if not the best, in this New Zealand team. So she's definitely going to be a threat for the Indian team tomorrow. All right. Okay, so we have another question from Rajeshwari Paramsivam. Are we in need of one more batter? If so, for Hamilton pitch to have Yastika in the playing 11, whether we have to go with two seamers, Julan and Pooja or Meghna, or with one off spinner, either Deepthi or Sneh. So, Anish, if you can answer this, she's asking that do we need one extra batter in the lineup? And of course, about the bowling combination, she's asking.
Yeah, I would also think that one extra batter would be good, but the thing is we wouldn't know like which of the bowling lineup to be replaced. Like Julan has to be there. Meghna also she got important breakthrough in the last match, and Rajashri Gaikwad took the 4 wickets, and Sneh Rana is also she can also bat a bit. So you wouldn't know like which one of them to drop. And Pooja like if she is fit, then she has to play. So either they can think of replacing one of the batters with Yastika.
Yeah, and just to add on what has just Anisha said in the question asked by Rajeshwari in terms of the combination, we all if the pitch is assisting spin or we need spin, then we always have Harman with her office. Like it is like that, or she can always contribute over there. So just to accommodate an extra bowlers, or if we are accommodating extra batsmen, we can cover up with Harman, and she's been bowling regularly. It's not that she's a part timer or not. Yeah, she has to control a bit. She will have to come in short spells. But yes, yeah, everything depends. The bowling combination depends on Pooja's fitness. Like if she is there, she'll bowl good. It is there, and she has a pace also. Mind you, she has a
Yeah.
good pace also, and the pitch would help it.
Right. So maybe just an update on Pooja Vastrakar that in the last match during the post-match presentation, both Pooja Vastrakar and Mithali Raj were confident that she would be fit to play in the match against New Zealand. So fingers crossed that Pooja makes it to the playing 11 tomorrow and we get to see her playing against New Zealand. All right. So thank you, Dhanush, Soumya, Urvi, Mihir, and Anish for talking to us about this all exciting contest between India and New Zealand, which we are going to witness tomorrow. The match will be played at the Seddon Park in Hamilton and it will start at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So do tune in to catch all the live action on Star Sports and Disney Plus Hotstar. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. to review the match between India and New Zealand. So do send in all your questions using hashtag Female Cricket Live and join us for a conversation tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you.